Anyone has figured out what the cloud actually is yet.
That cloud thing saved my life once. I was trying to record on my computer, and my computer was completely full.
Uh-huh.
And like at the end, it said, like, I almost missed it. Recorded the cloud. It's like, it's not like your own iCloud account. It's like, I think it's like Zoom's cloud account or something.
Did you see that movie? Well, never mind, we're recording. So, so welcome to our team call. And today is a little different because we are having a special guest speaker. My coach that personally sponsored me into this business, Scottie Hobbs. So normally we have our call Monday nights, but due to his schedule and stuff, we're moving it to the afternoon so that we could get a chance to hear from him and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over because I know a lot of us are on lunch breaks and stuff like that. So I want to give Scottie as much time as possible to share with us some stuff. So I'll pass it over to you.
Awesome. I'm just happy to be here with you guys and that you guys could hop on. I know it's not your team call schedule. So I made a commitment. Like, I've been a coach for 6 years now, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I still work pretty hard, and I want to kind of share with you guys just kind of my journey as a coach. And also, someone's got the PD going on here. But also just share with you guys kind of some of the ups and downs I've been through, and how I'm feeling right now, and how we've managed to still hit goals and still be excited throughout the journey, right? So I think it's kind of funny that you said that our anniversary, or what was it, 6-year anniversary for me was like 6 days ago. So I've been a coach with Beachbody for 6 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about because it seems like, sometimes it seems like 2 years, sometimes it seems like 3 years, but it's been 6 years. And if I think about it, it's actually been 7 years, okay? And you might be wondering, why has it been 7 years? Because before this, your whole family was created and existed with Jennifer leading that team. It was like a little Facebook group that Jennifer and I had started back in 2010, before we ever became coaches. How many of you guys know about that? Okay. So most of you guys know about that. That's good. And I'm not going to go preachy on this. I'm going to like talk with you guys and have you guys share things back with me. I think it's important to remember your roots. Like, remember where you come from, where you started, when you're in a journey like this, like we are with Team Beachbody, because like this is the business. And I've been thinking about my journey. I'm going to share it. And I think about, like the different jobs I've had. And as I mentioned, some of my jobs, I want you to think about some of the jobs that you've had and how you can relate it to your Beachbody business. Like at first I was a dental lab technician, and I'm just starting in my early 20s, not all the stuff I did back as a teenager. I was a dental lab technician, and I worked my butt off for 2 years. And it was just the owner and myself. I worked super hard, and after 2 years, I had no pay raise, not even like a quarter an hour, like no pay raise in 2 years, had no medical insurance. And I went to the owner. It was the owner and me that worked there. And I was like, hey, after 2 years, I'm like, I've been working really hard. I could pretty much do everything here. There's some things I didn't say to him because he since I was getting good at my job, he would take off like every Wednesday, go get a massage, go do all these things. And every Friday he would golf. Got a brand new car while I was there. And so like I saw these things. I didn't mention these things to him when I was asking for this raise, but we had our first daughter, Keena. So this is about 10 years ago. And we had Keena on Medicare and WIC, like the support of the government. Like her birth cost us nothing. At the hospital. It was completely free thanks to Medicare and all that system. But it was hard because we have a brand new baby, we're starting this family, and I was making $11 an hour when I started and $11 an hour 2 years later. But my skill level went from a brand newbie out of school to like running an entire business almost with him. So the one thing that he said to me is, hey, first of all, I never promised that you would get health insurance. And as a matter of fact, I was really going to pay you $10, but I gave you $11 an hour so that you could use that extra $1 an hour to go get your own insurance. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. I feel really valued here. And he said the next thing, which was, you're not worth it yet. And so that day I left. I left that job and that career. And I moved to Idaho Falls with my wife, Gabby, and our baby. And we bought this home we're in right now. And I started working at Idaho Steel Products. It was the only job I could get. And I started sweeping floors. And over the course of 5 years, I went from sweeping floors to running the machines, like the laser machines that cut metal. And then I became the programmer for it. Then I became the writer of the service manuals. Then I ran the service department. Then I ran the service department and the shipping department and ran manuals when I left. And I left that job. Like when I left that job to do Beachbody full time, after about 3 years, actually, I'm thinking about this. Like I would do something there and I would be excited about it for a minute. I became the guy that ran the machines instead of the sweeper. And that was so cool to me. Like I felt like I had a little bit more purpose at work. I was like cutting the parts to build the machines versus just sweeping the floor. And then like that grew old to me. It wasn't fun anymore because all you did was put the metal on the thing, type in the program, it would send it from the computer in the offices and it would cut. And I would sit there like this for like 12 hours a day and watch it cut. That's all I did. So it got boring to me. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fulfilling. And then I went on to program, and then that was fun for a while. It was like, in my mind, I made it like a game. Like I made it fun for myself. I made it like, what's that? Tetris, when you put all the pieces together. So it was purposeful for me for a minute because I'm like, I'm going to be the best programmer where I'll Tetris the parts together better than anyone else. We'll save the company money because I'm using less metal to cut out all the parts we need. That quickly grew boring after like 3 or 4 months of sitting at a computer 12 hours a day doing Tetris to put these pieces of metal together, program it, how it cut and everything. And then I moved on to the next thing, and it just always I got burnt out and had no fun doing it. So have you guys ever felt like with your Beachbody career or as a coach that it was fun at one point and then it's not fun anymore? Raise your hand. Let's be honest. This is a vulnerable, honest call. Okay. And I'm going to ask Sarah, how long have you, actually, I'm going to unmute you, Sarah. Oh, can you unmute yourself, Sarah?
Sure.
How long have you been a coach?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Awesome. Okay. Nicole, how long have you been a coach?
Almost 4.
That's crazy. Awesome. Okay. Whitney, I don't know how long you've been a coach. Do you know how to unmute?
Probably 8, 9 months.
Okay, you're still in the newbie phase where you haven't hit that yet. So this is good for you because we're going to help prepare you for the future.
Okay.
Okay. And Sue, how long have you been a coach?
3 years in
3 years.
February, I think it was.
Okay, and I see Sean's on here, and Alicia, I can't see her face on here, so I don't know if she could talk or not. So I've been a coach for 6 years, like I shared. 7 years because Jennifer and I ran a group together. We acted as coaches far before we ever became official coaches. And as I think about that, there has been times, I want you guys to know whether you believe it or not, there's been times where I have not had fun at all as a coach. It was just just mundane going through the process without having joy, purpose, passion behind it. And the thing that I know because of that, when I've had those phases and I act like that, I can get through it because I worked really hard and passionately, and then I planted a bunch of seeds, and then I'm just there kind of mundanely doing it. And I still have success because I planted the seeds and I'm showing up, right? But then what I find out is the months following that, I am not attracting very good people. I'm not attracting very excited people. I'm not attracting people that are passionate about it. And so what I've learned is that your actions, your belief, your mindset, they all tie into what you get back. What you put in is what you get back in your journey. And so it's just recently this past year, I have to be honest and vulnerable with you guys. There's been probably 3 times in my journey where I felt like I look back over the past 6 months and a year and I'd be like, I don't even know some of these coaches on my team that I sponsored. I don't even know who they are. I don't know what their why is. I don't know what drives them. I don't even know why they're still here sometimes with me being that type of coach. I've been there. So I want you guys to understand that. And I don't like it. Like, I don't like that feeling. But I want you to know that I've been there in my journey where, you know, I've just been disconnected. Like, I'm showing up. Like, I'll share with you guys. It's been 6 years. I've never missed Success Club 10. Like, somehow I always did the work and the grind and hit the goal, but I didn't always have the passion and the excitement behind it, to where, like, I'd wake up and I'm like sitting in my home office, not at a job that sucks, and I would still not be excited about it. And like, I look at those times, I'm like, what was wrong with you, dude? Like, you were miserable working for somebody else. Like, how come you're not excited working here in your office at home? Like, you can run out, and I just ate blueberry oatmeal with Malik and saved him from Gabby because he was crying. Like, I get to do that kind of stuff. Like, why are you not excited about your work? And what I realized, and it was funny that I was having a conversation with Keisha Fitzgerald. If you guys don't know who she is, you should follow her. She was on the National Wake Up Call. She's one of Brigida's coaches. We met up with her in New York City recently. She's on our team call Wednesday. But she was just talking about how, like, she said something to me about, I don't remember exactly how it was, I just felt it and how it was worded, that like sometimes it may not come out across as authentic. Like, my work, like, because I'm on Facebook, like, rah, 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 doing my workouts, crushing my workouts, doing awesome, then sharing personal development and whatnot. But I didn't share the real, like, what it was really like. What does Scottie really feel like when he wakes up at 6 o'clock to do his workout? You know, because it could seem like I'm just like crushing the workout, but it's like babies are crawling all over us. You know, the baby I laid with, like, I shared, like, practicing doing this. I shared yesterday, I was putting Malik down for a nap for 20 minutes. And I was starting to get frustrated because he would just sit up and like, la, 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 la. And I'm trying to put him down for my nap so I get to church. And finally I was just like, okay, I'm bringing him out. He's going to walk around while they do the workout. And I like shared that that's what actually happened. You know, in the video, he's in the front of the video, even doing his little song. And it's more real life. And I have more people reaching out to me saying like, hey, I need to work out. Like, I need to start a program. And so it was becoming more fun. But one thing that I've noticed, I want you guys to understand, like, this is a business. Like, you guys know your upline, Jennifer Greenberg, has this, like, she's made over $1 million with Beachbody, right? That's a pretty incredible. There's probably only like 70 in the company, 70 people, and your leader has done that. So that's pretty incredible. So it's like, it's a real business. It's important that you understand scripts, left leg, right leg, volume, all of that stuff. Customer leads, how to connect with customer leads, how to read your volume, know what your personal volume is, recognize your coaches. All that stuff is going to be important to build a business. But I'm going to share my personal experience. Those things are all important, but it doesn't bring passion and fire to my life. Like, doing those things I know Mike sees numbers and he gets excited, or not excited when they're not good. You guys probably know that. But like, those things don't excite me. But what I was seeing is that I was becoming too business minded like that. And I want to be business minded. I want to teach entrepreneurs and help people do that. But when I sat down and thought about it, my true passion was to work really hard on these workouts, to encourage other people to do it, to work hard on these workouts, and to do like fun challenges and have fun with it. And you know, whether it's doing plank challenges or wall sit challenges or whatever, that was what was fun to me. And then the third thing that was fun to me was to get on the phone with somebody and like help them believe that they could dream again. Like, they could have goals and dreams, like get on the phone with them and ask them about the things that they wanted out of their life. Like, that was fun to me. And what I realized is that I was trying to become too systematic in my business, where it's like I cut some of those things out. Like, I cut out the fun challenges and stuff because I'm like, that's not as important. I need to have this system to get the coach started exactly right, or to like this calendar system so everybody knows we're on the same page. And that was like, that kind of stuff was not fun for me. So I started really investing back into challenge groups. I decided to completely, like, here's what I always said, and some of you guys may be like this, and maybe not with challenge groups, but some part of the business. I always said to myself, like, Because I'm self-driven, nobody needs to tell me to hit Success Club. Nobody needs to tell me to hit Rank Advanced. Nobody needs to tell me to do my workout. People on my team should just be like that because you attract people like you. So I don't need to worry about challenge groups and becoming great at them because people they'll just do their workout like me. But what's funny is I think back to the 7 years ago when we started, I was doing those accountability groups and having fun with them. And that's when I couldn't wait to wake up and check my group and see what people were doing. That was the funnest part to me. So it's funny how my mind disconnected those things. And I thought they weren't necessary anymore. So I decided that I was going to reinvest into it and use the My Challenge tracker. And it sucked the first couple times using it. But as I've learned it, it's gotten really good. Like it's become really fun to use My Challenge tracker. Here's a little tip I've been using. I've been just throwing, your customer leads, sometimes you can't connect with them. Well, like almost all the time. So I started writing them like a 1-sentence invite, and I would take their email from my coach office, my customer lead, I would just put them in my challenge group. And I'd write a little email that says, and that because you can customize the email on the My Challenge tracker. And I would just say, hey, Mike, I saw that you ordered Insanity. I started, 6 years ago with P90X, and I absolutely love doing these workouts and hold myself accountable with friends. I'm sending you this invite to be a part of our challenge group with an app where you're going to meet a whole bunch of other people just like us trying to better our health and fitness. And I've had like 50% of these people, these leads, join the challenge tracker and start posting their stuff in there. My 10th Success Club point this month came from a girl named Michelle Combs that I added to the challenge tracker 2 weeks ago. And she saw everybody logging their Shakeology, and she says, I think I need that stuff. And she's in the challenge group. She's using Shakeology now, and now it's just me helping her educate like how she can run challenge groups in the future. So I'm getting back to those basics of having fun with like challenge groups, helping people with the health and fitness aspect, and that's the part that I was missing. The other thing that I'm doing is I've realized that not everybody is like, even though I attract people like me, they're not all self-motivated like me, and they don't all just do like they don't just all hit Success Club 10 monthly, work on building the team, go study the compensation plan, watch every national wake-up call, and listen to 12 hours of personal development a day. They just don't do it. So I'm doing a little bit of hand-holding in the beginning with them, which I never did. My process for the past 6 years has been, here's a Coach Basics group starting the first of the month. I'm going to send you this welcome email, toss you in the Coach Basics group, and if you stick with it, then I'll be there working with you. If you don't, I just kind of let them do their own thing and dwindle off or do their own thing. And guys, that hasn't worked so well for me. That process hasn't worked so well. So I've done more handholding. Do you guys want to know exactly what I do with a brand new coach? It's making it super fun for me. Okay. So I want you guys to write these down because I think the idea is to find what's fun for you. This may not be what's fun for you, but I want you to start thinking about what's fun for you. Because if you can do what's fun, for you in this business and use your gift and your talent, then you're going to be able to, because we all know if we do the 4 vital behaviors consistently with the right mindset, you're going to get results, right? But you got to have the passion and the fun behind it and excitement, because that's what draws people to you. So I'm going to share some of mine and hope that you guys can begin to think about what your gifts and your talents are. So the first thing I did is running challenge groups, like having fun with challenge groups and participating in them myself. That's been awesome. But here's how I'm starting a new coach. And this has been fun for me, because the funnest part of this business for me, honestly, is like seeing somebody excited in the beginning, like beginning to realize that there's a way for them to pay off their credit card, or there's a way for them to have some fulfillment behind their work. So here's the steps that I'm taking. They sign up as a coach. That's the first step after I have a call with them. The next step, and Sean's heard about this, but I send them a coach welcome email. Mine wasn't working, so I got on the phone with Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick, and I found out what they were doing, because they created 3 elite coaches in like 18 months. So I took their coach welcome email. It has 7 training videos in it. And honestly, guys, I just take action. I've always done that in my business. I started sending that out immediately, and then over the next 2 weeks, I replaced their videos with my own. So literally, I would like watch their video number 1. I would listen to it while I jogged and rode my bike, and then I'll come back in my office, and I would make my own video on the same topic. And so I put those 7 videos into my welcome email, and I send that email. And do you guys want that template, what that looks like, to see? Okay, I'll send it to Jennifer after. But I send the email out. I follow up with them. I heard it at leadership, and it didn't click with me at the time. It clicked, but I didn't act on it. How many of you guys have heard something that clicks and you don't act on it before? It wasn't until 3 months ago I started acting on it. 4 months ago it said something about how come we're so great at follow-ups until someone purchases and then we stop following up. And for me, that was true. Like, I didn't follow up at the same level as I did when I was prospecting. So I keep my follow-ups in my list. Like, half of my page is prospects. Half of them are my people that just barely got turned into a coach or a challenger. And I'm following up with them just like I did when they were a prospect. So I'm asking them, like last night, I sent this email to one of my coaches, new coaches that signed up yesterday. This morning, I wrote him and I said, have you watched any of the videos yet? Have you had a chance to get in and watching the video? So I'm holding them accountable. So I send this, I have them watch the videos, and the email actually spells out very clearly to watch the videos and check back in with me. Let me know what you took away from that video. And it also shares with them that when they complete these videos, they're going to get a call with me to talk about their specific goals. So I have them go through that. They do the videos. They check in with me after the videos, which that for me is fulfilling. Like, no one likes to sign up a challenger or a coach and they disappear to that island that we don't know where it's at. So this is keeping them more engaged, and that's fun to me when somebody's engaged with me on their growth, on their learning. And so when they engage with me through these videos and they finish, like this guy last night, when I followed up with him this morning, he told me, I watched all 7 of them last night, and I'm like, sweet. And so I took him to the next step. I said, shoot me a text, and we're going to schedule your Getting Started Right call. So we're doing the Getting Started Right call. And guys, those 7 videos talk about everything I used to yap about on the phone when I got on the phone with them for a GSR. So my Getting Started Right before, I would just talk. Do this. You want to do this. You want to do this. And Mike's over there like, you always talk, Scott. So the videos kind of do that. And then this gives the opportunity for that Getting Started Right call for me to actually just ask questions, get to know them, and have them share with me really their why they're doing this, why it's important to them. And in that Getting Started Right call, I asked them, do you have any questions from the videos that you watched? Do you have anything that you don't understand right now? I asked them if they feel overwhelmed, and all of them say yes. And I say, that's okay. Everybody does in the beginning. And I help them understand that. And then we spend like 25 to 30 minutes. I do them in 30 to 40 minutes. I spend 25 minutes or so asking them questions. And I don't even tell them I'm helping them to develop their story. And I'm writing notes, and I'm asking them questions about how their life was before they started the challenge group, what experiences they've had in the challenge group, how their health has changed, how their mindset's changed, how their everything has changed, what they're proud of that they've accomplished. I ask them about their work, about their job, if they feel fulfilled at their work, how long they've been at their work, and everything that I can to understand about them, their life, what they do for work, how Beachbody's changed your life. And then I just tell them, like, you have an incredible story. Like, everything that you just shared with me is powerful. But they didn't know they were sharing their story. They were just answering my questions. So then I walk them through how to tell your story. And it's these simple steps. 1, how was my life before Beachbody? How has it changed or transformed since starting Beachbody? And number 3, why is it that I'm going to continue my Beachbody journey and help other people? Okay, so I share that with them, share them all the things that they wrote. Then I share with them briefly, I share my 3-minute story, the story about April 11th when I signed up as a Beachbody coach, and I decided that I was going to help as many people as I possibly could get results with P90X and Insanity so I could bring my wife home from work. So I share with them that's how my story is. They have their story. Then what I do is I give them assignment. I say, today, I want you to write out your story, everything that you shared with me on these questions I asked you. Write out your story, and then I want you to send it to me. Text it to me or Facebook message me. If you Facebook message me, I tell them to send me a text so I can go into my Facebook message and read it. Once I read it, I have another assignment for you. So until then, send me that story, your why, and then when I get that text, we'll go to the next step. So they send me the text. And if they don't, they're on my follow-up list, just like a prospect. And the next day I ask them, hey, do you have a chance to write out your story? And I follow up just like that. Once they do and I read it, I hardly ever adjust it. Like I want them to learn and go. Like if there's something totally off that you probably shouldn't say on your first post, I'll tell them. But most of the time I just leave it as it is. But for the most part, I have to help them add on a little ending piece of how to invite people to join their team or to join a challenge group with them. So I help them put an invite on the end of it of, hey, if this connects with you in any way, I'm serious about helping, so many people, whatever their wording is, so that I can, and their why, so I can achieve this. And so then I have the next step is once I help them add that invite on there, I have them post it on Facebook with a photo, whether it's their results or just a picture of them smiling or whatever, something inviting. I actually asked them to do something else, and that's the second one I do. I asked them if they'll go on Facebook Live and tell that story. That's the first thing. And I've only had about 1 in 3 actually go on Facebook Live on their very first time. But if they won't go on Facebook Live, I say, that's okay. Let's just do a post. Let's just put a picture up, your results, and then we'll copy this on there. And I have them do that. Okay. What step are we on? That's step 2 of the GSR. That's third step is I have them put that on Facebook. And then the fourth step is I personally have been working on sharing that into the team page or asking in the team page that our coaches help them comment on the post and encourage them, especially if they're on a video. And then the next step is, I think this is the most important one that I've been missing like my whole journey, is I teach them how to actually invite people. Because a lot of times they think that you just post something on Facebook and people flock to you and they want to sign up. They want to buy something from you. And when they post something and nobody writes them, they're like, well, that didn't work. And then they stop doing it. So what I have them do is I have them go to the next day, go to that picture or the live video and click on the little, how it shows like if they liked it, loved it, or said like wow or aha, those little things. I have them click on it and it shows the list of everybody. I have them write down all those names of the people that liked it and the people that commented it and say whether, and make a little note to themselves whether they liked it or whether they commented. And then they're going to start sending a message to each one of these people. And they're not making an invite yet, unless the person specifically wrote them and invited them. They're going to go in there, write this person, and just say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you for liking my video the other day or liking the post the other day about my health and fitness journey. Me, whatever their story is, right? If it was me, for example, and I was helping them craft their script, because I helped them come up with the script for theirs depending on their story and what they said. I would say, hey, it's super important to me, and I'm super grateful that you liked my post about my results from P90X and me wanting to bring my wife home. This is something that I'm extremely serious and passionate about, and I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate having that support from you. And then I tell them to ask a question about them, to go to their Facebook page and ask a question, okay? Then the next step is to put them on a follow-up list. Okay, put them on a follow-up list, and then within the next 3 to 5 days, I want them, after they've asked a couple questions, I want them to say, hey, this is honestly what I tell them to do. Hey, I should have told you about this a couple of days ago, but we have a group that we're starting on Monday where we explain everything about Team Beachbody, about what I'm talking about, of how I got these results and how it works. If I invited you into that group just to learn what it's all about and get your opinion without any obligation to join or to do one of our programs, if I invited you into that group, would you be willing to join it and watch that to support me? That's what it is. And then anybody that says yes, we have them go into our coach sneak peek group. Okay? So you guys got all those steps? Did somebody write those down? Okay, I see Nicole writing them down right there. Okay, so that's what we do. But then as a leader, so you guys are the leaders of your team, or if you're brand new, like Jennifer's got a brand new coach with her right there, and Whitney's newer at 8 months. The next step then, what we do is we've committed to running a coach sneak peek group every 2 weeks, every first week of the month and every third week of the month. Okay. Every first week of the month and every third week of the month. Before I started having them do this, my new coaches, we decided to do the coach sneak peek, but I didn't teach people how to like write people and comment to people and invite people. And we had like 20 people in the coach sneak peek group. I taught all my brand new coaches how to do this process, and we had 140 people in our group, in our coach sneak peek group the last time that we did it. And so, and then I helped them understand, as I'm following up with these new coaches, I am still following up with them once they get them in the group. And then the next 2 things that I'm teaching them are to continue following up, to write these people. Let's say they got 5 people in that coach sneak peek group. I'm telling them to tag them in the daily video in the sneak peek group. And then I'm telling them to write them a private message on Facebook and ask them specifically about that video. So if Nicole was my coach and Jennifer is leading the live video in our coach sneak peek group, and Nicole's the brand new coach, I would say, hey, Nicole, today Jennifer did a live video on the 4 vital behaviors. Will you make sure that your prospects, Michael, Sue, Emily, and Alicia, that you tag them in that video so they can watch it? And then will you send them a private message and ask which of those vital behaviors they feel will most help them in their life? So I'm teaching them how to properly follow up with somebody once they get in the group. So that's what I'm doing with that. And geez, we've been already going a half hour, so I'll make this end soon. I get excited. I just have fun with this. So I have them do that, but then I also teach them, I began to teach them about posting on Facebook, about their life, about things that they're passionate, like just things that I actually refer them to the Dynasty invite surge that we just finished right now, is I'm showing them the link to those videos. But I'm teaching them the importance of that, and that posting on social media is where when they invite these people, they're going to come back and look at your Facebook and see what you've been up to. So that's why it's important to be consistent on Facebook. So I help them understand that. But then I also teach them the same concept they did with that initial post where people like and comment and they message them, that they do that on any post. Like every time, like part of their daily list for their invites should be, look at your post that you did this morning about the slide edge or whatever, or felling forward. You wrote a post about it. Anybody that liked or commented it, if you haven't started a conversation, or even if you have, go write them another message. Say, hey, thanks for liking that post I did this morning and start the new conversation. So I'm teaching them that's the way that you can start conversations. It's not just a weird random message. You can say like, hey, I noticed you commented on the Easter picture of me and my kids yesterday. I just want to say thank you for commenting on that photo. And I hope you had an awesome Easter. What did you guys do for Easter? Like I teach them just to start conversations like that. So that's what I'm doing with my new coaches. And it's been fun because I'm really engaged with them that way. And nobody likes to work alone. And I've been working alone like my whole business. Okay. A lot of times it feels like alone. It's done a couple of things. I'm working with my new coaches, but I also see that I'm working with my leaders that want to work with me right now. My diamond coaches are running the groups together. We have, 4 or 5, Sean's one, Jennifer's one of our diamond coaches. Each of them do 1 video a day in the coach sneak peek group. So it's been really great for me personally. So I just want to say thanks, Jennifer and Sean, because I've always worked alone. It's great doing it every 2 weeks, because 1 week we're running the group together. The next week we're planning the next group. And then the next week we're running the group. So it's like we're more engaged with each other and working together. And that's been fun and rewarding for me, is that community part of working together. So I want you guys to know that it's okay if you felt like you haven't had passion in your work from time to time. But I think it's important that if you haven't done what you've wanted to do, or you've fallen off the wagon to some point, or you've maybe failed some of your coaches or customers, or what you feel you have, that you forgive yourself of that and just make a commit, like a recommitment to, I'm going to do this. I'm going to find what my gift is and my talent is, and I'm going to give it everything I have, and I'm going to have fun with it. And it's been super fun for me. I'm doing that with my coaches, running sneak peeks together, working closer with my new coaches, working in turn that helps me work better with my leaders as we run sneak peeks together. And then I'm doing my workout every single day. And like even just, my daughter, she's 10, her and I do a workout every morning, and we make a video every single day. Like every day, 1 to 2 minute video. Hey, this is Scottie, and she says her name, Keena, and she tells what workout we did. And we just give one little piece of advice about whether it was like we didn't feel like working out today, but we did, or whatever. And we do that. And I can tell you I have more people coming to me asking about Beachbody On Demand, doing these workouts, than when I spent 35 minutes sitting in my office trying to write something inspirational from my personal development. Just doing the workout, showing some clips and saying, hey, we didn't want to get up today. The baby was not sleeping, but we did it. Like I have more people that are like, when I'm writing these messages to them, they're like, hey, like I see you're doing that with your daughter. That's awesome. Like I had one person who's watched me forever, just recently joined and went to Super Saturday 4 days after she signed up. Drove 3 hours to get there. She signed up because she said, hey, I saw you doing your workouts with your daughter. She's 10. My son's 11, and I really need to bond with him and get closer with him. And so I don't even know how that coaching thing works. But I'm going to do it. Tell me how it works. She signed up and she came to Summit or to Super Saturday 4 days after she signed up. Drove 3 hours. So the thing is about that, why it's working like that, is it's more authentic. Just loving your workout, doing your workout, really working together with people, because this is a people business. And that's what I'm doing to find my passion, my fire after working like mindlessly through my work from time to time. So I want you guys to find out what it is that, like, think back, like take like at least 15 minutes today. Think about your journey and when it was the most fun. What were you doing when it was the most fun? And I believe you'll begin to find that passion and that fire inside of you. It's going to make it more fun. The results are already speaking. Like I want you to realize when you start that, it's going to take months sometimes to see the results. You got to understand that part. But some of it you can see immediately, like the satisfaction you feel in your work, the excitement, the purpose you feel in your work. That you'll see immediate, but the money, the numbers are all, you're going to have to be patient for that. And if you need to work on patience, go watch some Gary Vee videos. I hear him talk about wanting to own the Jets. He's talking like 30 years out that he's going to own the Jets. So realize that it's not like your big goals don't have to come so fast. You should have to work for them and grow into them. But if you do that, guys, like I had 4 coaches sign up last month. 1 hit Success Club and Success Starter. The other 3 had at least 2 Success Club points. So every single coach had success. And I'll tell you guys, there were times during the top 10 when I sponsored 10 to 20 coaches a month. I don't do that anymore. I do 4 or 5 coaches a month. But I would sponsor 10 coaches, 20 coaches, and only have 2 of them hit Success Club, and 18 of them do nothing. That was not rewarding to me. That was not rewarding to me at all. And it made me doubt my abilities as a coach at times. So this has been much more rewarding. And I believe now that I have a system, I could do that. If I could sponsor 15 or 20 coaches, I could do it because I have a system. But before, I just threw them into a group and hoped they stuck. But doing this has been more rewarding, more fulfilling. And doing this process of starting to coach right and working with them, helping them get their story out, helping build confidence by helping the team engage in their posts and have them feel that. I had 100% success rate of them earning something like a Success Club point, a commission. And that's rewarding because that's what gets them excited. Like think about your first paycheck. How awesome was that when you made your first sell? So I think it's important that we help them get to that point. And I'm finding a lot of passion and enthusiasm behind that. So do you guys, I know I already went past the time. Do you guys have any questions for me? And I want you to know, like the struggle is real. Like I hit 14-star last year. I want you guys to know, this is going to be a vulnerable post, okay? Jennifer's up there like, he always just keeps going. We hit 14-star last year before Summit, okay? I'm a paid 6-star diamond today, 6-star diamond. I'm normally at 8 or 9. I had 2 coaches drop last week that are strong. They'll be back. They're not strong, but they'll be back. So I've been there. Like if you have coaches that have quit or canceled, I'm going to tell you guys this number just so you can understand a little bit and maybe we can sympathize a little bit together. Like we had the whole wine thing come through our business. I had 3 Star Diamond coaches leave for another company to do another company, which I'll tell you guys, it wiped out my entire second business center week leg. Basically, it went from $6,000 a week to $2,000 a week income in one business center alone. And it went from 8-star diamond in the second business center to a 1-star diamond. And that 1-star diamond right now is one of my I mean, I have a couple on that side, but they're on the same side, so it's not one on each side, so it can't be two or above. But one of them came from a coach that I inherited from one of my coaches that left. So I've been there. I've been there where you lose people in your business, and that can hurt sometimes. But I had some coaches asking me that were kind of having this doubt, like, I'm kind of, they were saying like, I'm kind of doubting myself because I saw some leaders from this team leave to another company. And my response was simple. And I want to share with you guys, leaders don't abandon ships when it gets hard. So we cannot call anybody that leaves a leader, because a leader does not abandon ship when it gets hard. And I want you guys to know, as a member of the CAB, that this company it's on the right path, and we're going to do some awesome and amazing things. But we need you guys to each step up. We can have Jennifer and myself begging you guys to work harder. It's time for you guys to refine your goals and your dreams, redefine them, find what it is that you're passionate about, that you love, and then work in that area. And if you work in that area, you're going to attract people that are organized or people that are systematic if you're not that person. And you guys can work together, and you each work in your own gifts. You guys are going to grow to whatever it is you want to. So thank you, guys. Mike, you just grinning at me. I never know what you're thinking. Is Jennifer frozen?
Am I frozen?
No, you're there.
Oh, okay. Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Scottie. And I think that a lot of, we actually have kind of a nice mix of people on the call today that are newer, or some that are a little more veteran status. So I think that we've all kind of felt that in different ways, just as far as dealing with challengers even versus dealing with new coaches, and feeling like a failure when people aren't seeing success, and taking that failure as your own, and letting that weigh you down, So I think a lot of that is really helpful. And I do think back to our Staying Fit family days. That was the name of the group that Scottie and I had, Staying Fit Family. And I remember that Scottie would he was supposed to be doing some family time or something, or date night with Gabby, and he would sneak onto his phone, because we were always so excited to check in, because we would do these little challenges, and Mike would make fun of these little challenges because I would video them and put them in the groups. And it was just those little things. And they're 7 years later, that's what I remember. I can remember specific things and specific people in that group, but I can't even tell you the people that were in my challenge group this time last year, 2 years ago, So it's just something to think about, because that level of engagement and personal interest that you take in your people is what's going to set you apart and make that memorable to them. So.
Yeah. One thing I think is important to know as well is that, and I talked about it in Lindsay's little surge that we had, is if you engage in the 4 vital behaviors, your life will be better. And I think it's always important to remember that doing the workouts, following proper nutrition, doing personal development, recognizing people, inviting people, or to better terms, building relationships with people. If you do those things, your life is going to be better. So if you focus on that and put more intention behind the 4 vital behaviors versus just the process of doing the 4 vital behaviors, money will come. But if you do it with that right intention, that's when you're going to be fulfilled and begin to see the success. So I'm excited about it. We're going to have to start putting big numbers and things out there again. We're going to grow this team to 100,000. We got to do it, because we have incredible leaders on here, just like you guys. I saw Mike said, there's times when you feel like you may have wanted to leave or do something else. But I'm going to tell you and everybody's so different. My opinion, and I've said this before to people, is I want you guys to even know my church leader, when I first hit a 6-figure income with Beachbody, was 14 months into my journey. In around 16 to 18 months, he offered me $250,000 a year salary to come be a sales and marketing director for his company. And I said no. that was $150,000 more a year than I made as a Beachbody coach. And I told him no, because I saw and knew the potential of this business. I also saw and knew that if I did that, I would be traveling away from family more and on somebody else's time and schedule. And I wanted to be on my own time and schedule. And to me, it was more valuable that time to make $100,000 and have my own schedule than to have $250,000 and work for somebody else. So ever since kind of that moment, I've always said, like, my salary before Beachbody was $35,000 a year. Like, once we paid off our home and did all these things, like I tell people, Carl could take my business from a 7-figure a year business to $35,000, and I have no house debt, and I would be happy as a clam. Like, sure, it would be shocking to be like, oh, lost all that income. That sucks. I have to change my lifestyle a little bit. But I would be, honestly, if I thought back to it, I would be happy making that amount of money at home with no debt, working on my own schedule. So I think it's important that you realize, like, what it is that you want out of your life, how you want to live your day and your time and your schedule, and then work really hard for that. And I believe you can get there. So see you guys later.
Alrighty. Thanks, Scottie.
Okay, bye.